Diamond, what is Life Day?
Life Day is the day I celebrate life in itself altogether. The day that I got shot 9 times at the age of 18. I could have died on this day, and instead, I was able to be blessed with a new life.
Can you take us back to that day? What happened?
On November 3rd, 2012, that was the night that I got shot. I decided to give someone that I thought at the time was a friend a ride. And this ride was given only really for the exchange of gas money. I really didn't want to go. I really didn't want to do it. But I was like, okay, I want the gas money, so I'm going to go ahead and just take him. And when we got there, he got out the car. I didn't even turn my car off. My car was still on, turned off my lights. And I sat there for about a minute and a half, less than 2 minutes. And he got back in the car and he said, Diamond, go fast. The look on his face, I knew immediately we were in trouble. I turned my head to turn my lights on and put my foot on the brake to pull off. And as soon as I did that, I saw the first guy run in front of my car. As soon as I saw the fire from his gun, I felt it in my chest. Being that I got shot with an AK-47 and an AR-15, when I got shot, it didn't sound like pow, pow. It sounded like brrrr. So as soon as I heard it, seen it, I immediately felt it. And as I was going down, I got stuck in my seatbelt. He jumped from over my head, from the passenger seat, over my head to the back seat, and he was screaming, Diamond, go, Diamond, go. As I'm going down and I see the other guy he was talking to walking up to the car shooting as well. So I have two people shooting and I am just screaming. It sounds crazy. My body's on fire. And I just immediately knew I was gonna die. My arm on the left side blew off my body from here down. My fingers were stuck in this position. Arm was in my lap. My bone was sticking out and the blood was squirting in my face, and I just knew I was dead. So I immediately started to pray. And when I was praying, I heard a voice says, you can go, you can go. It was echoing. I opened my eyes and I immediately saw the green light around neutral. And I knew my car can drive in neutral. When I looked down at my legs, I could no longer feel them really. And it looked like I was spinning in my car. And I went to go scream, ah, and I screamed again. And as soon as I screamed like 2-3 times, I heard the voice again and it said, you can go. And I immediately remembered that I could still feel this arm, which is why I have God Soldier tattooed with the date November 3rd, 2012 on it. Because this arm is what got me out of there. I immediately started to scoot myself. I picked my head from under the seatbelt, scooting myself with my shoulder, and I put my head under the wheel to push myself more, and I was able to grab my foot from the brake to the pedal, and I started mashing the pedal. And as soon as I was mashing it, my car was like vroom, vroom, and it revved up and it started to go. And as I'm driving down the street, they're still shooting. I got shot in my back once. By the time the second bullet hit my back, it took the breath out of my chest, and I just decided to crash into the woman's house in her front yard, really, because I saw myself going into ongoing traffic. And I didn't want to kill myself in the ongoing traffic. And I also couldn't take any more bullets to my body. And I decided to crash into her front yard. When I crashed, all the gunshots stopped. Everything stopped. He started screaming, somebody help. The ambulance got there. The woman ran out before they got there, and she was screaming, you're gonna be okay, they're coming, they're on their way. And I was just screaming my mom's name, and I was like 561, 561. I couldn't really get her number all the way out. They were cutting off my clothes and screaming, one to the chest, two to the chest, one to the left extremity, and they're screaming everywhere. And then they were like, 1, 2, 3. And they put me on the stretcher, and I remember looking at the sky. It was pitch black that night. I knew that I was being trauma-hawked there when my stomach started to flip, and it was like, okay, I felt my stomach like as if I was in the air, and I just started to talk to myself. I could no longer hear the things around me anymore. I could only hear my voice in my head, and I started to keep myself alive by talking to myself. I felt like if I stopped talking to myself in my mind that I would die. So I kept telling myself they're gonna get you there, and I was in between the thoughts of knowing that they're gonna get me there and also begging God not to take me and letting him know that I was not ready to leave. And by the time I got to the hospital, I saw all of these faces with blue masks. In the midst of those faces, I saw my mother's face. And she said she started to pray in my ears, but I could not hear. And from there, it was an ongoing fight.
How did you turn something so painful into your purpose?
How I turned something so painful into my purpose was not only with a lot of prayer, but with my faith that I was raised to have. I had to understand that no matter how bad things feel or may look, that I have to believe in something greater and something bigger. So, in order to get through the things that this traumatic incident has come with, I have been able to do it only by having a strong faith and having a strong mental, reminding myself that it's mind over matter. And with keeping that in the forefront of my mind, I feel like I've been able to conquer all things that have been thrown my way.
Was there a moment that made you realize your story could inspire others?
The moment that I realized that my story could inspire others was when I asked myself in my journey, who did I have to go online or talk to that made me feel like I was seen or even understood or that I could identify with? I had no one that I felt like I could go to that would understand me. And I realized that when I spoke in front of a crowd of people, that I had people that were not disabled leave with a message, leave with feeling like I gave them something. And in reality, I never really even thought that I had anything to give. That's when I realized that my story doesn't only inspire people that are like me, but anyone who is going through anything, has gone through anything, and that is just looking for some type of faith and motivation.
How has your life changed since that day?
It's changed my life in so many different ways, and it's definitely changed it in more good ways than the bad. I say that with grace, but I do say that because I wouldn't be the person that's sitting here in front of you without this situation happening to me. So it has changed my life in ways that I could have never imagined.
What do you want people to take away from your story?
That every decision we make in life, good or bad, will have a reaction, a consequence. To follow your first mind. I will want my young people listening to understand that your loved ones and your parents and the people who are older than you, they share their wisdom for a reason, and that we should not have to lose our physical abilities or possibly our lives to understand that we shouldn't be doing certain things, that everybody is not your friend, that you should think before you do. And if it's something that you have to lie about or hide from your parents or from your loved ones, then maybe it's something that you should not be doing. So if you can walk away with anything from my story, walk away with knowing that all decisions that you make as an adult will stick with you, good and bad. And that no matter what, you can turn anything that happens to you negatively into something positive. Just take some time and don't harvest those negative feelings. Harvest the positive feelings that you can create even from such a negative situation. Leave knowing that as long as you have breath in your body, that you can do anything that you want to do. As long as you want to do it, it can get done. And have some faith. Everything is about faith. So with that being said, cheers to 13 years. Ah! I can't believe it. Cheers, you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Deuces.